to be back, baby.
Back. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did, bro. I gained some weight.
Me too.
Spent some time with the fam. I missed the fights, but there was some combat sports over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
There was the triad deal. Triller's triad combat. Fucking weird, bro. It's a triangle-shaped ring, and it's fucking weird, bro. Mike Perry was like the only guy I knew, and he won, so I was happy to see it. But the bigger deal was Teofimo Lopez. I know I've told you about this off air, but the first couple weeks I was watching UFC again, he had a big boxing match against Lomachenko, who was like pound for pound #1 boxer on the planet, which is saying a lot because there's like 70 divisions in boxing instead of 7, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this Teofimo Lopez kid upset him, and he's been like a 5 title holding champ ever since then. Well, he had a fight Saturday night that no one was paying attention to, and he fought George Kambosos Jr., some Australian kid that no one's paying attention to, and that kid whooped his fucking ass. And you know how it is, upsets are big deals.
Right.
I don't care really about boxing, but there was a massive fucking upset, and it was really cool, dude. But yeah, it was what it is. I gained 10 pounds. I've grinded it off now in these last few days since, but how was yours?
It was good. I enjoyed not being at work. I did not enjoy no fights, but basically the same. I mean,
Stuffed your face?
yeah, gained a lot of weight.
Hung with the fam?
Yep. Pretty much.
Did you guys have anything weird, or did you just have the regular fixins?
No, just pretty well the regular fixing.
I didn't know if you had venison and shit since you guys are all hunters.
No, but we did hunt a lot.
Did you?
Over the break, yeah.
Did you get anything?
Nope.
Yeah, me either. Okay, let's do this, baby. No fights, so we're not going to recap anything, but we'll jump right in with some news, which the biggest, I think, is Kevin Lee got cut by the UFC last night. And as I've heard a little more about it, they emailed him. They emailed him dated November 17th that you're cut, and then they announced it yesterday. So he found out just like we did.
Wow.
And he was butthurt about it. He was on Helwani's just talking shit. And one thing I'll say is that I fucking hate Kevin Lee, but he's still a 29-year-old fucking talented fighter. I mean, the Motown phenom. But if you were ever going to get cut for no reason in your prime, now's the time for it to happen.
Yes, for sure.
Now's the perfect time for it to happen because you got PFL, Bellator, Triad, Jake Paul, whatever route you want to go.
Eagle FC's already reaching out.
That's who it is.
Yeah,
Khabib's place.
Yeah, Eagle FC has reached out. You know what? We talked a little bit off air about it. If I was Kevin Lee, I'd be going for PFL. Their season just ended. Man, you get in there and get in that $1 million running.
That $1 million tournament's an exciting thing.
Yeah.
Because they still get paid as regular fighters.
Right.
So even if it was like the UFC pay that people bitch about, which is like $20K, you're getting that on top of the $1 million tourney. And regardless of what we think of Kevin Lee, because I think he fucking sucks, he's probably going to be a top dog at PFL.
Right. Yeah, he'll be a strong competitor. That's why I you know,
you're not guaranteeing yourself the $1 million, but
no.
It's better than a scratch off. I mean, you got a shot.
You have a shot. You have a legit chance at this. I agree. I'm not a Kevin Lee fan, but trying to pick his best road, I'd take the PFL.
What was his best victory in the UFC, in your opinion? Like biggest,
most notable?
Holy shit, Kevin did it.
I don't know. Probably the Edson Barboza fight. He did dominate that. He got clipped one time with a wild spinning heel kick, but he dominated pretty well the whole fight. The Michael Kiesa fight was weird. He won. He had the choke in. Michael just didn't tap.
Right.
He quit fighting the hands.
Right.
And just kind of panicked for a moment. I mean, it was seconds away from being over anyway, but that's just one of those things that kind of taints it a little bit.
It's strange how much Kiesa gets submitted.
Yes, for being a hardcore ground guy.
Yeah, that's supposed to be his thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that I mean, it did suck that the referee stopped it before he tapped. But it was in.
It wasn't Herb, was it? Probably.
I don't remember.
Probably was.
Probably. I don't remember, but it was in. It was seconds away from the inevitable happening.
Not like Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren.
No. I mean, it was in.
Yeah, Robbie versus Ben is very controversial.
Michael had even quit fighting the hands and really just panicked for a moment. He knew it was in. He knew it was locked in. He just kind of panicked and just put his hands out like, like, what do I do?
Right.
And the referee stopped it.
So, point is, he's went toe-to-toe with some bad motherfuckers. He's, we all know my problem with him over the Daniel Rodriguez fight. And, losing to D-Rod's not a big deal. But when you spend the whole week of pre-fight press conferences saying how you're going to fuck Khabib up if he'll ever give you the chance and you want to fight Tony again and, you want the title, like, then you lose, like, badly to an unranked guy, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and he was supposed to fight Sean Brady.
Right. Sean Brady would have fucked him up.
Murdered him.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean Brady looked good the other night.
Against Michael Kiesa.
Mm-hmm. He didn't sub him, but he controlled the fuck out of him the entire time.
Yeah, he won the fight, for sure.
Now, a little bit of a wrinkle. Michael was fucking him up at the end of the third round.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael potentially lost all 3 rounds. I don't remember. But if he did win one, it was 3.
Yeah.
And it was only because he was like ground and pounding the fuck out of the kid. Now, he did have some stuff going on. Brady got his nose broke immediately, like second punch of the fight. And he said every time he was, you're always breathing deeply in a fight. He was swallowing blood the whole time. So he had a reason why he was a little funky. But I can't remember what company it is, but there's someone who scores the fight as a whole. So it doesn't matter if you win round 1 and 2. If you're losing at the end of the final round, you lost. And I heard someone interviewing him saying, aren't you glad it's not ONE FC or whatever the fuck? But he dominated, Mm-hmm. Looks bad for Michael. I mean, he got tapped by Luque and then Sean Brady, who's not supposed to beat him. Now, Brady was the favorite on sports lines, but Michael Kiesa was supposed to win that fight.
Yes, he was.
I mean, in anybody's eyes. So Brady's got a good, bright future, man. I don't know what he's got next, but he's a cool dude with a cool tats, cool story. He could be something. Hey, speaking of Edson Barbosa, he's fighting Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell. That was the first UFC shirt I bought, Thug Nasty.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I don't wear it because it was an XL and I've lost all that weight, but I love Bryce Mitchell, man. There's something about that dude. He's like a hickerbilly, lives in a trailer, gets $50K bonus at the end of the fight, and he's still in the trailer. Mm-hmm. Love him. I mean, he's got that cook him to the bone thing he says, because he does. He grinds him out, but he's also like a submission specialist. And his last fight, although it's been like a year ago, was against Andre Touchy-Feely, who's a striking machine, and he whooped his ass.
Yeah, and Andre Feely comes from a very good camp at Team Alpha Male.
Right.
I mean, it's not like he's training with nobodies. He's training with some of the best.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, Bryce broke his hand in that fight, and he's been out ever since. But he did an interview last week and was saying that he had a real big fight coming up, but it wasn't signed, and he couldn't say anything. He didn't want to piss in the UFC's face. And the very next day, the Barbosa thing got announced. So big step up. Not a lot of people on the internet think he's going to win. I think he could. I'm not picking him yet. The fight's fucking in March. But he has just as good a shot as he does any other fight.
Yeah, and historically speaking, with Edson, he struggles very bad with good wrestlers.
Right.
He struggles. Kevin Lee.
Right.
Beat the living shit out of him because he could put him on his back.
Right.
In a stand-up fight, there's not going to be a whole lot of people beat Edson. He's a very well-rounded kickboxer. But you put him on his back, there's a huge hole in his game.
Right.
There's a huge hole
Isn't that
here.
crazy? As long as he's been in, you'd think over time you would improve in every aspect, which I'm sure he's a phenom in his own sense. But,
right.
But like you said, anyone that plays that game,
mm-hmm.
he seems to struggle. So that's a big fight for Bryce. It's a big fight for Edson because you're looking at...
Yeah, if he loses this fight...
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's not quite a title eliminator, but I bet it's a number one contender fight, as in the winner will fight in a title eliminator.
Yeah.
Bryce is saying he's 2 fights away from winning the belt. He said, I'm going to beat this guy, which turned out to be Edson. He said, I'm probably going to fight one more guy, and then I'll be fighting for the belt. And Helwani was asking him, do you think you could beat the Max Holloways of the world? And he was like, fuck yeah, I can beat anybody. And I love that confidence, dude. I love it. So 3 months away, which is like we said the other day, man, that's like the norm. I was so spoiled on fights getting announced 21 days before they happen, but the norm is finding out 3, 4, 5 months in advance. So that's a big one for Bryce. A couple weeks before that, title eliminator in the lightweight division, Derrius versus Makashev.
Finally announced.
Been a lot of drama about whether Gaethje or Makashev's fighting the winner of Charles Dustin. And Gaethje's pretty much said, I'll go fucking ape shit if they don't give me that title fight. And I agree.
Right.
This finally puts it to rest. You know, Dustin Charles fight December 11th next week. Derrius and Makashev fight February 26th. The winner of that's going to need 8, 12, 16 weeks before they could be fighting. So I'd say it's going to line up perfectly for... That's a fight night main event. I'd say it's going to line up perfectly for Gaethje to fight Dustin or Charles in a March pay-per-view, I'd say, which is how it should be. And then, you know, hopefully it ends up being like... I think Dustin will win next week. Maybe not. But then you're looking at Dustin versus Gaethje too. If that happens, you know, Gaethje lost the first fight by TKO, but he's a different man. I don't know what happens.
Right.
But it's going to be a fucking war, and your reward is probably Islam Makashev, which is just crazy.
Yeah. All you can hope for here is that Derrius knees him or something on the way in, and you get to fight Derrius.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is Derrius has zero chance in a lot of people's eyes. That's nuts.
Yeah, he's a ground
We don't
specialist.
like him. We don't think he belongs up there, but he's still a fucking number 3 lightweight on planet Earth, like I like to say, out of everybody. He's a badass. So I hope Derrius wins because I hate Makashev more than I dislike Derrius. But honestly, probably not. Probably Makashev fucking rocks his world.
Probably
Makashev's fighting Dustin or Gaethje. It'd be crazy if it was Charles, though. Charles beats Dustin. Charles beats Justin.
I think it'll be a lot more interesting if it is Charles.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
I really want that to happen.
With Oliveira versus Makashev would be awesome, even if no one was the champion. That'd be awesome. And the way this works, these guys don't retire when they lose. I mean, if Charles loses his belt and Makashev wins it or loses whatever, they might end up fighting in the next 12, 15 months. That's what's cool. I mean, we're going to see all these matchups, regardless of how long they take. We're going to see them all. So, another thing that was exciting for me, Holloway Volkanovski 3 is official. It's happening, I think, March. UFC 272.
Yep, that'd be the March card.
That'll be the March pay-per-view. So we all knew, but you never know. You fucking never know till they do it. So it's one of those weird deals. Max is 0-2, but we all know he's 1-1, maybe 2-0. It's just a crazy situation.
Yeah, and let's see here. Let me find it for the exact date. But I didn't say. But Giga is fighting Calvin Kattar in January.
January 15th.
That's it.
Almost a year to the day after the Holloway Kattar fight, which was bad. I mean, 25 minutes of that dude taking concussive shots. I mean, should have been stopped 7 times.
Yeah, I'm very glad he took a whole year off.
Well, he was bitching today about how he wanted to take 6 months off and then just couldn't get a fight. He said, I've been ready since like August, you know? And dude, after a fight like that shaves years off your fucking life. I mean, take some fucking time, bro. It is kind of fucky that it's a year to the day. It is kind of sucky that he's fighting Giga, who's like this kind of seems to be unstoppable kickboxing machine. I mean, honestly, I don't think Calvin's got a shot, but it's the fight game, man. Anything can happen. But I would not be shocked at all if Giga just fucks him up, maybe even gets a finish because, Max is not a finisher, but he put so much damage on Calvin that who knows, the dude's lights could turn out easier, Just scary thought, but that's a tough fucking fight to follow Holloway with.
No shit.
Giga, So.
Yeah. You didn't get much better here.
No.
Not much of a rebound.
No, because Giga's calling out Max. Giga's wanting that kind of fight. So, I mean, it's a shitty deal for Calvin. I really don't think he's got a shot. But it is the fight game. Something else I noticed that is not official, but Mohammed Mokaev, who I don't really know, tweeted out that signed contract for UFC London. Uncle Dana, get that 50 G's ready, baby. So there's going to be a pay-per-view in London. And I started looking into it after I saw that tweet, and it's rumored for March. So I think the March pay-per-view is going to be UFC London, which used to, UFC London would have been a fight night. You don't call a pay-per-view UFC London. So I don't know if it's UFC 272, 273, or if it will be a high-profile fight night. But there's some big rumored fights like Gunnar Nelson versus Chimaev.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy. Gunnar Nelson hasn't fought in 2.5 years. I've never seen him fight in my new fandom. Is he good?
He ain't going to stand a chance against Chimaev.
You don't think so?
No.
He's asking for it. He went on Helwani's show today to say, yeah, I called for it. I'll fucking fight him. It'd be an honor to share the cage. Like, he ain't worried at all. He's been out for 2.5 years because he got injured real bad, rolling with the Mountain. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
Mm-mm.
There's this guy, I can't remember his name. Dalton loves him. He's like a fucking yoked-ass bodybuilder. Well, he was in Game of Thrones for a couple years playing this larger-than-life character. Well, he weighs 352 pounds, pure fucking muscle.
Jesus.
Well, Gunnar Nelson walks around at like 185, and they were rolling. Gunnar tapped him armbar from top and said he wanted to try armbar from bottom. And when he started to sink it in, the Mountain did what you're supposed to do and just kind of put all his weight on him, and it broke some ribs. But typically rib breaks happen in the bottom half of the cage. This happened up here and tore a ligament connecting to his shoulder. So he's been out for like 2.5 fucking years. And to be trying to fight Chimaev, it's insane. We think Chimaev could beat Usman.
Yeah, we're already looking at him as a champion.
Yeah, a double champion.
Mm-hmm.
A fucking beat Usman and then fight Izzy kind of champion. That's crazy. I mean, who's Gunnar Nelson? No offense. Is he old? He's old, right?
Yeah, he's older.
I don't see that going.
I mean, he's not 40 old, but
he's like 36. So.
Something like that.
And he's been training for like 15 years. I heard him say that today. So he's got a lot of wear and tear. I know he's fought some killers. I know he fought Gilbert was his last fight. Gilbert Burns, I think.
I don't remember.
Is that the right division?
It's been so long.
Is that the right division?
2.5 years ago, Gilbert would have probably been at 55.
What's Gunnar?
70.
70. I don't know. He was saying that after he was injured
Either
going
70 or 85.
He was injured going into the Gilbert fight, he said today, and then he said after that he healed up for like 5 months, and that's when he was rolling with the Mountain, and that's when he fucked himself up really bad. So I know Gilbert was his last fight. I doubt he won that because Gilbert's been on a good run, but it is what it is. I want to see Chimaev fight, man, but I want to see him fight killers, people that he's not supposed to beat.
Yeah. Let's keep moving up.
Yeah, dude.
I want to see him fight the Vicente Luques, the Gilbert Burns.
Yes.
People like that.
Yeah. Even that's not enough for me. Like, I do want to see the Gilbert fight. But even Vicente, Vicente's like 4th now, isn't he? He's up there, top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But I want Colby, Usman, Stylebender. I want the cream of the fucking crop, bro. Because Chimaev, I want to know, is it real? Or did he fight 2 nobodies and then Mearshart was scared, so he fucked up and then won a good fight against Jingalang? I want to know if he's the real deal. And, I don't want to find out against Colby because I love Colby. But can you imagine if Colby was the guy to put that motherfucker down, bro.
That'd be lit.
Bro, that'd be the shit. Blachowicz has got to fight.
I did see that.
Yeah, March 26th. Rakic. Alexander Rakic. What do you think about that?
Interesting. It's very interesting. It'll be. I really expected that to be against Anthony Smith.
I did too.
Either one of those guys, actually. I did not see that matchup happening. I could see either one of them guys fighting Anthony. So it really makes me question more.
Anthony's hurt.
Yeah, I was just surprised by this. It took me away.
Yeah, me too.
That's a tough fight for Jan to come back to.
He looked like shit against Glover.
He looked terrible.
He said something about it. He said he shouldn't have fought that night. And when they pressed him, were you injured? He said no. You ever just wake up and feel like shit, and be kind of down all day? He says just one of those days. It just happened to fall on fight night. You know, it just wasn't himself. But he's always been this way. He's always won a few, dropped a few, won a few, dropped a few. Rakic is going to have the reach. Rakic is going to have... I don't know. Is Jan a good grappler? He gets like standing guillotines and shit.
Mm-hmm. And he's strong as hell.
Yeah, he's Polish power. I don't know, man. I don't know.
But one thing I've also always said about Rakic is he doesn't care to make it boring.
Yeah, no shit.
He does not care to stand
shit.
on the outside and leg kick you for 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
And just enough to squeak out a victory.
That's true. Okay. Submission Underground, which is Chael Sonnen's deal. It's pretty cool. When a couple UFC guys go on there and grapple, it's fucking cool. But they're leaving Fight Pass. They're going to an actual channel. They didn't announce what, but it's going to an actual channel, probably on cable. But Sean Strickland will be the main event in that first fight. He's grappling Andy Varela, who I don't know, but I think he's one of the grappling champions down there. But, you know, that's it, really. There was more shit these last 2 weeks we've been gone that I'm not remembering. I know Gilbert said that they would not let him fight Chimaev. He wanted it, and that they said he was too low ranked for him, which I found shocking because Gilbert Chimaev is the fight to make for him.
Yeah, and you really got to look at what's next for Gilbert then, because Gilbert will not fight Vicente Luque. He won't. They're great friends. They've already stated that they're not going to fight one another.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, that's a real bummer. But they've stated that they're not going to fight each other, so that guy's off the table.
Yeah. Well, they do their training camps together, and they're always in each other's corner unless there's a fight, so I get it.
So, I don't know. I just liked it. I like the Colby fight. Or the Chimaev fight.
Yeah, Chimaev Gilbert's a good one. It's crazy because these guys train together, and now that I've seen what that's like, I mean, you literally beat the fuck out of each other and then hug at the end of the round to make sure everybody's cool. Like, what's the difference? Like, it's business. If the UFC pushed the issue, I mean, surely they'd have to fight.
Surely so.
I mean, Gilbert and Usman fought. Same fucking story, except for not as close of friends. So, I don't know. Okay. We got a good fight card Saturday night. Being slept on big time. But, dude, there's like, I don't know, 15 fights here, and like 13 of them are bad fucking ass. Main event, Font versus Jose Aldo. Now, we don't like Rob Font. We think he sucks. But Jose's getting long in the tooth, getting older.
He's been around for a long time.
Here's the crazy stat I wanted to say. Rob Font's the young up-and-comer, okay? And Jose Aldo's the old yeller, bro. Needs put down, right? He's only 1 year older than Rob. That blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, I said that for a long time, that I'll never be able to grasp the concept that TJ Dillashaw is older.
I know.
Older.
I know.
Than Aldo.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Aldo looks like he's 50.
Yeah, he's got that fucking bitchin' scar, you know? Like, he does look like he's 50. I'll tell you this. He came clean the other day and said that before the Jan fight, that he was done. He was going to do the fight. He would have loved to have the belt, but he was retiring. Then he got destroyed, took some time off, and joined the fucking Navy in Brazil. And he said it just relit the fucking fire. That's why the man who could barely make 145 for his entire career is fighting 135 like it ain't no thing, because he got in shape, he got happy, healthy, and he's got this new fire. And he said, like, you know, I'm getting that fucking belt. I won't stop till I get that belt. Now, we know that may not happen, but beating Rob Font's probably your quickest path to, you're probably one fight away.
You beat Rob Font, you're in a title eliminator.
Yeah, you're fighting Dillashaw, who Aldo wants.
Mm-hmm.
So how's this one going to go?
Well, either guy, whoever wins this is fighting for title eliminator.
Who do you think's going to win?
Aldo. I do. I think he outworks him on the feet, personally. So I looked at Rob Font's last performance. That's what I'm basing a lot of this off of.
Cody Garbrandt.
It wasn't that Font looked good. It was that Garbrandt looked bad.
Yes.
Looked very bad. He gassed like 6 minutes into the fight.
He tried to take him down like 3 times in the first, remember?
Yes.
And we were like, what the fuck?
What? Yeah.
Then he
completely out of his element. And then he just kind of skirted the whole time.
Yep.
And just survived.
The fastest striker in the bantamweight division who dances while he's fucking you up, tried to wrestle, and then was gassed.
Yes.
And was just like, Font's jab was just landing first. That's all it was. It was not an impressive victory.
No, it wasn't.
But that sucks for Rob Font, because this guy from the streets of Boston's thinking, I just fucking beat Cody No Love, and I didn't look good doing it. So I get it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Aldo's just going to be too much for him.
I do. I think we're looking at two different people here.
I think he'll take out his legs like he does. I think he'll start really fucking ripping to the body once the dude's freaking out about his calves. And then I think he'll start landing the headshots. Now, this is going to be controversial, but I don't think it's going to go the distance.
That would be in Jose Aldo's favor.
I think he'll get his first finish in a couple years.
Aldo is a guy that I firmly believe this is a genetic thing. He genetically does not have a good gas tank.
Right.
I mean, that's been the story of his whole career. If you go back and watch a lot of his 5-round fights at 145, he notoriously lost the last round.
Yes.
Typically the last 2 rounds.
He's lean as fuck, cut, ripped, but he just gasses out.
And same thing with the Petr Yan fight. He actually looked very well.
Oh, yeah,
first
dude.
Couple rounds.
I think he might have won round 1, and round 2 was too close to call, and then boom, 3, 4.
In the middle of round 3, you could see it happening, and it was just notorious. That's typical Jose Aldo.
And he's so tough that he didn't get knocked out. He had actually, that was the controversy of where he took 100 punches in a fetal position before they stopped it. So I think Aldo could get a finish. I think it'd be good for him, obviously, but big knockout of the young up-and-comer in a top 5 in your new division, be a good look for him. And I think if he does finish Rob, he'll be fighting TJ Dillashaw, and the winner is going to fight Petr Yan.
Yeah.
So that's that.
The only way I don't see them fighting TJ is if something happens with Aljamain where they just strip him and move on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. If he pulls out again, he's got to lose the belt.
They got to strip him, and surely they're going to move on. And I would assume that they would move to TJ.
Right.
That would.
Yeah,
be my
TJ
guess.
is either fighting for the belt next, or if Aljamain stays in the picture, he'll be fighting another number 1 contender fight. Now,
Right.
TJ is going to fight that and say, I just fought a number 1 contender fight. 1, had to have a surgery, so the guy I beat got a shot. He's going to fight having to take another fight. So it'll be curious to see how that goes. I guess we should touch on if Rob Font wins, probably the same thing.
I expect the same outcome from either person as far as winning.
Co-main, we got Brad Riddell versus Raphael Fizziev, who's that bad motherfucker.
Yeah. I like Brad Riddell. I kind of feel bad because I definitely think Fizziev wins.
I do too.
I do like Brad Riddell, though.
I do too. And I think he's on that team of, does he train with Izzy and Volkanovski and all them? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like those guys, other than Volk. But I like that team. I like Eugene Behrman, and Adesanya is one of my favorites. But yeah, I think Fizziev will probably win a decision. It'd be cool if he got a finish. Clay Guidas fighting Leonardo Santos. I don't know much about Santos,
I don't either.
but Guida has looked good lately.
Yeah, he's not looked bad.
Keep counting him out, and he keeps fucking fighting the good fight. So he's obviously up there for name recognition. Jimmy Cruz fighting Jamal Hill, which is going to be fucking awesome. Jimmy Cruz coming off the loss to Anthony, right?
Yeah.
Which blew everybody's minds. Nobody thought Anthony was going to win that fight, and Anthony fucked him up. Jamal Hill, though, he's a knockout artist. He's a bad motherfucker. And, you know, them 205-pounders knockouts happen a lot more often than in the lower divisions. Okay, Brendan Allen, who is a very good fucking fighter, is fighting Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis is that fella a couple weeks ago who was getting pieced up by Phil Davis and then dropped him like a fucking sack of dicks out of nowhere. He's got knockout power out of this world. That's going to be an awesome fucking fight. Brian Barberina. Dude won't go away.
No, he won't.
He's fighting Darian Weeks, and that's the last fight on the main card. But the prelims are fucking stacked.
The prelims are just as stacked.
Yeah, dude. Maki Patolo is fighting Dusko.
Is that the coconut bomber?
Yes.
Yep,
He's fighting Dusko Todorovic, who's that weird... He's a machine. Mm-hmm. He's a fucking machine. I don't think Maki will be able to hang, but you just never know, dude. You never know. Manel Kopp's back. Did he lose that last fight?
No, he won, but he missed weight.
That's right.
Remember, he knocked out O'Day Osborne, but he missed weight. That's why it was kind of like...
Oh, he's fought since then.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, he's fought since then, I think. Let me see. Yeah, he's fighting some guy. I don't know, bro. One of those mouthfuls.
Yeah.
Zalgas Zamagulov. No, you're right. His last fight was that win where he missed weight. That was August 7th.
Yeah, he finally got a win because I remember he was the Risen champion, and they expected him to do very well, and he lost his first two fights.
Yeah, he lost to Pantoja, who could be a champion at flyweight, and he lost to Matthias Nicolau.
Yep.
Badass.
And then won against O'Day Osborne, but missed weight.
That's right. So Manel needs to fucking make weight first of all and then win the fight. Cheyenne Bays is fighting Mallory Martin. I like Cheyenne. Her and her husband are both legit fighters, but they struggle. I think her husband actually won his last fight, which he wasn't supposed to win, but they usually fight on the same card and one of them will win, one of them will lose. It's a weird thing, but I'm rooting for her. Strawweight in the ladies division could use a little juice.
Yes.
I'd like to see someone new get a few wins in a row. But Alonzo Minifield, who is a big yoked motherfucker, is fighting William Knight, that bodybuilder motherfucker. And I cannot believe that fight's going to go 3 rounds. It just can't.
Nah, there ain't no way.
Now, William Knight's won a decision or 2 in a row. Crazy, because his first fight he was in, he gassed bad. I think he ended up getting a finish, but it was one of those fluky, thank God this ended, no one was doing anything. I'm very excited about that because it's going to be, I bet the over-under is 1.5 for sure.
Oh, for sure.
But I bet even under 0.5 is minus 400, which is insane. Chris Grutzemacher's a badass. He's an up-and-coming lightweight.
Yeah, he really loves to make a fight dirty.
Yeah. And
man, he's a fucking brawler.
I like him. I like him. Jared Vanderaa. I don't like that guy. He's a heavyweight. He's good, and I think he's on a streak, but I just don't like that dude. Alex Morono fighting Mickey Gall.
That's interesting.
Morono fucked up Cowboy a while back.
Right.
I don't know if he's fought since then.
I don't think so.
Mickey Gall, that'll be interesting. I think Mickey Gall lost to Mike Perry a while back. And
yeah, I think so.
I don't know what he's done since then. And then the last fight, Louis Smolka versus Vince Morales. So is Vince from Tough? No, that was Vince Murdoch. Louis Smolka is the guy who fought Sugar Sean and lost.
Louis Smolka was the guy that was supposed to fight Sugar Sean, wasn't it?
Oh, did he pull out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was supposed to.
And that's how Chris Mutino got in there.
Yes.
Be good to see him back. But, It is what it is. It sucks when they're gone like that, man. You know, it's a fucking bummer to have a week off. Get so spoiled on that. I think there's 52 weeks in a year, and I think the UFC fights 48 of those weeks. So it's only like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Memorial Day weekend, and which is controversial because they used to always have huge cards on Memorial Day weekend. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the other one is. Maybe Easter. I don't fucking know. But, man, I miss it when it's gone.
I know. I take it for granted every Saturday. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I noticed there for a couple weeks it was like, yeah, I'll put it on later. Like, we were just taking it for granted. Mm-hmm. And now we're still watching the whole fight card, but to not see it live is insane, you know? But, you know, next week we got the big title fight. Dustin versus Charles. I really think Dustin's going to win. Would not surprise me if he chokes. His only 2 victories are against Conor and until this year. And until Conor fights someone else, we don't know if he just really, really sucks nowadays.
Right.
Or if Dustin's really, really good nowadays.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot for recency to base off of other than Conor. Yeah, like you said, you don't really know.
The TKO and then the broken leg TKO. So it is what it is. There's a couple other good fights on that main card. See, Sugar Sean's fighting Raulian Paiva. Sugar Sean is supposed to win. I hope he fucking loses.
That'll be so funny if Paiva beats him.
I hope he loses.
Paiva's tough. I watched his last fight against Kyler Phillips, and, man, he got 10-8'd the first round.
Oh, yeah.
I thought.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one where I really did think it was a draw.
And he came back and won the next 2, but lost on the scorecards.
No, he won the fight.
Paiva won the fight.
Against Kyler Phillips,
yes. Oh,
yes.
because they didn't call the 10-8s what the controversy was. It should have been a draw.
Should have been a draw.
He won 2-1, yeah. Yeah, what constitutes a 10-8? You just never know. It is opinion.
Yes, that's all it is.
It's crazy. See, in boxing, 1 knockdown, it's automatic 10-8. 2 knockdowns, 10-7. I mean, I don't want it to be like that because knockdowns are so much more prevalent in UFC. But, I mean, a guy could get knocked down every round and win.
Yeah, it was so bad. Maud was even watching with me. I was like, this guy ain't coming out for the second round. He's done. He's done. When the bell rang, I mean, he just laying there and couldn't even get up for a while. Like, man, he's fucking done.
Came back strong, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got...
Well, Nunes and Pena.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I guess what makes it interesting for me the most is to see Nunes back at 35. She hasn't had to cut to 35 in a long time.
That's right. That's
a long time. Her last 2 fights have been at 45. So that's really the only thing that makes that interesting to me.
Yeah, it will be the first time she's cutting weight in, I think, over a year.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm sure she cuts a little bit to 45, but probably like 4 pounds, you know.
Yeah, probably not much.
Probably like, an hour in the sauna. It is nice to see a new challenge in Pena, but, you know, she's a plus 575 dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like always, Nunes is minus 850, which means you got to lay 850 to win $100. It's fucking insane. Jeff Neal's fighting Santiago Ponzinibbio. Ironically, Ponzinibbio, that's the guy Gunnar Nelson wants to fight. He said he'd fight Chimaev in March or whatever, but if he could have any fight in the world right now, it would be Ponzinibbio because of they had a controversial fight where Ponzinibbio poked him in the eyes a couple times.
Huh.
And Gunnar swears it was on purpose. But Jeff Neal, I don't get excited for Jeff Neal, bro.
No, not really.
He don't do nothing for me.
He got that big push.
He got that main event.
Against Wonder Boy, yeah. They gave him that push.
Smoked.
And then easily got whooped.
Kai Kara France fighting Cody No Love at his flyweight debut. You said you didn't like the way he looked the other day.
I did not. They leaked a photo of him.
He looked lean as fuck. They leaked. He put it on internet, baby. He wanted you to see it.
It looked fucking bad.
He had veins going through his belly. It was weird. Dude.
It looked bad. He did not look good.
You know, he's desperate for gold. He thinks cutting to flyweight, he's going to get one big win and fight for the belt. But with the Figueiredo Moreno trilogy holding things up, you got Pantoja waiting for his turn. You've got there's another flyweight who's title shot ready. Cannot think of who that is.
I can't either. Pantoja was the one for me.
Yeah, there's another one though. There's another one. Paiva.
Was it Raw Dog?
No.
Because Raw Dog and Pantoja just fought.
I wish it was Raw Dog. Munoz and Cruz are on the prelims next week, which is insane when you've got Paiva on the main card and Jeff fucking Neal. Josh Emmett's fighting Dan 50K Ige. That'll be a fucking war. That's the prelim main event. We'll go over this in detail next week. But
yeah, we'll go over it and give our picks next week.
Alex Perez, I forgot about him. He's a flyweight contender too. He's a big favorite against Matt Schnell. I'm curious to see Ryan Hall come back after the Ilia Topuria fucking slaughter fest. Oh my God. But anyways, I don't know. I'm still training at Vinci. Still having a blast doing it. I've taken a couple classes off this last week or so. It's like the nagging little things, nagging little injuries. Just the pad of my foot busted open, and the first round at sparring the other night, man, I felt it. I was out there and I just fucking felt it bust and give. And I kept looking down at my feet in the middle of the round to see if I was leaving a blood trail, and I wasn't. And I don't ever want to tell those guys when I'm hurt because I feel like a bitch. I've seen them like break their toes in there and just wrap it up and keep going, but it just fucked me up, and I'm still having a blast. I'm going to get back into it this week. I've been so into the striking. I've let my grappling kind of fall off, and I'm ready to focus back on the jiu-jitsu for a little bit, but I'm still sparring every Sunday, dude. That thing is fucking fun. There's no more fun than like gearing up and kickboxing your friends. I know it sounds stupid, and it does. It hurts. It hurts. But dude, anytime you get a big shot landed or knock a guy down or end a round early, that is like fucking crack. It's like the biggest adrenaline rush. It's so fucking exciting, man. I love it. I love every minute of it. Zach fought 3 weeks ago, and he's fighting again Saturday night on pay-per-view. It'll be his last fight till March when he's fighting for that belt. So I'm going to order it. You can order it on the Fight app, FITE. It's a cool little app. It's got everything, but that is called, just so everybody knows, that is called Shamrock FC 334. It's at 7 o'clock Saturday night. So I'm going to do it on the phone while I watch UFC on the TV because I don't have the Fight app on my television. But, dude, that dude's fighting twice in 3 weeks. If he gets another knockout, that'd be huge for him, dude. Huge for him. I don't know what his future has in store, but, like, I've contemplated out loud, like, do we just love him because he's our teammate, or is he special? And I've heard outside people say that dude's fucking special, and I hope he goes to the top, bro. He's a bad motherfucker, man. Like, sparring Sunday, I fucked my foot up and was setting out. I did maybe 4 rounds, so I watched like 12. Normally I do like 8 or 9. I watched like 12, and I was watching him. And there's another gentleman who's been coming on Sundays who has a fight Saturday night as well. And these dudes were fighting, like, for real. I mean, they're all friendly about it and shit, but they were fucking, like, it was scaring me. I was like, I'm not ready for that. He's a phenom, dude. He's faster than everybody else. He's stronger than everybody else. He's more accurate than everybody else. He's a fucking beast. And everyone in that room would whoop anybody I know's ass. I mean, I'm not just saying that. The baddest motherfucker you know, I'll pick the smallest guy at my gym, and I'm sure of it, he would whoop his fucking ass. But Zach's just better. And it's really cool to see, man. I hope he knocks this dude out. He's fighting some asshole. I don't know his name, but it don't matter. He'll just be another highlight reel, baby. Just be another highlight reel. But, we didn't have any fights to go over last week. I mean, it's running a little short, but
yeah, that's really about all I got.
Yeah. I would tell anybody still listening that if you like this shit and it interests you at all, I don't give a fuck if you're into micro machines. If you want to come and talk about it, man, come up here to Carmicast, dude. It's a cool fucking place. We need more shows up here, man. Like, I get so excited when I see another show launch. I don't get jealous or worried. I get excited, like, fuck yeah, but I'm just not seeing enough of it lately, man. So, come and talk about your favorite movies or sex. I mean, I cuss like a dog in here. You can come in here and talk about whatever the fuck you want, you know? But I want to keep this show going. I want to keep the studio open, so. What is it, 25, 35, 45 an hour? The rates are so cheap. I was telling my brother-in-law about this. This was like 7 months ago when I was doing the Alien show with the guys. He's like, for a real studio, that's that much? I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, that's fucking cheap. He's like, could I do a show there if I want? I was like, dude, anybody can. Like, come on down. Talk about, he's an author. Talk about books or whatever the fuck you want, but it's an awesome place up here, dude. Let's help support it. You know, we all eat at DiMaggio's and all the other fucking local joints. Let's support the studio. So that's all I got. I'm done for the day.